Hello everybody, welcome back to Snyder's Inc. It is cold as hell in my apartment, but we're still going to keep going with the reactions here. You guys are watching this on Wednesday. It's probably still cold as hell on Wednesday. Anyways, we are here to continue the series that we've been doing here each week of disturbing things from around the internet. We're on part 5, and I'm ready to get into this. You guys ready? Because I'm ready. And let's begin.
Happy Halloween! Wow, what a fun week this has been exploring all these marathon topics with you. This has been an absolute blast. And hey, I was thinking, what better way to bring this to a close while concurrently celebrating the greatest holiday of the year than presenting to you yet another installment of my favorite series on the channel. Welcome back, my friends, to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you're new, this is my series that dives into bite-sized and disturbing internet events and mysteries in a list-like format. It's time, on this Halloween night, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Facing the camera too.
Back in August, a strange event took the internet by storm. Peculiar footage was captured during the early morning of August 24th. According to a Facebook post, at 3:20 in the morning, a resident in the Sunrise Ranch subdivision in Montgomery, Texas, was awakened by their doorbell. After reviewing their home video surveillance, they observed and attached the following video and images. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office was alerted and is currently investigating the suspicious incident.
Okay.
The footage that they captured was this.
Okay, I know this story. So hold on, I'll see what he tells you. Actually, now hold on. I'll see what he tells you, and then I'll tell you what I know.
Everyone was on immediate alert. If the odd timing being so late in the night isn't enough to alarm you, then the shackles that seem to be attached to her wrists just might. We were dead asleep in our beds. My husband was awoken by the doorbell. It rang probably 20 to 30 times, one nearby resident claimed. The woman, wearing only a t-shirt and no shoes, seemed at the time to have vanished into thin air. Nobody was able to immediately track her down, and so a massive search had commenced for this mystery girl. What happened to her? Why was she crying? And why was she ringing the doorbell so many times at 3:20 in the morning? On August 29th, another incident occurred in the very same subdivision. A man would take his life by suicide. This was Dennis Collins, and a suicide note that was left behind by him had confirmed that this mystery girl on the surveillance footage was in fact his girlfriend. According to a statement by Montgomery County Police, she was indeed a domestic violence victim, and according to her, the night she was out ringing doorbells, she was in great fear for her own safety. She is safe and is helping police in the ongoing investigation. However, the takeaway from this is that this could be happening to anyone, even those that live right beside you.
Okay, so what I know from this is she woke up that night with her boyfriend who on top of her with her hands around her throat. I think he either attempted to shackle her or he had already. She managed to escape and go over and ring the doorbell of the person whose doorbell footage she caught. I think she rang multiple. I don't know exactly the full on of what happened after that, and then all I know is he ended up taking his life, and yeah, she was found safe. But yeah, it's a very scary situation that anyone could be going through. Um, if anyone is going through that watching this, get help. Get people who will help you. Trapped.
A post was made in the Ask Reddit sub asking everyone what post was the creepiest that they've ever found on Reddit. While there were many notable responses, one in particular stuck out to me from a user by the name of Killing Spear X. They said this: "I don't know where the post is, but I'm sure many Redditors came across it already. It was about a mother who was pushing her baby on a swing at night. When people approached her, they found out that the baby had been dead for hours and that the mother had some sort of mental breakdown or something."
What?
One notable response to this came from a user by the name of El Chapo's cousin, who claimed that either this is a lie or the area she lived in has the shittiest healthcare in America. In response to this, someone quoted them and said, "Apparently the latter, because this actually did happen," with a link to a news article. In Maryland, a 3-year-old boy was in fact dead due to being pushed in a swing for upwards of 43 hours.
Oh my god. Oh, that poor kid.
According to authorities, he was alive when his mother began pushing him in a swing on May 20th, 2015, and had remained in this very same seat for 2 days while his mother pushed him until May 22nd at 6:55 a.m. when he and his hysterical mother were found by police. The mother, allegedly, had a psychotic episode during this and unfortunately did not know what was happening for those 2 agonizing days. Since the original homicide, no charges have been filed.
I don't believe her. It is hard to me to believe it. I've heard people having psychotic episodes. Unless I am wrong, I can't remember a time a psychotic episode happened for multiple days. Now, someone's probably gonna send me like stuff that might prove me wrong. If you do, let me know in the comments. But I cannot remember any other time I've heard of someone having a psychotic episode that goes on for multiple days. So I think she's lying, and I think she's a murderer, and she needs to go out in prison.
And the mother has since sought treatment for her bipolar disorder and depression. 43 hours. Sit back and think about this for a second. This children's swing was a death trap for this little boy, and the sheer thought of what he endured, initially thinking that it was going to be a fun and exciting time at the park, then becoming tired of the fun, then becoming thirsty, then realizing Mom isn't stopping. For hours.
Here's another one that confuses me. I know this is true. How has no one noticed this kid being pushed on a swing, clearly looking like he needs some freaking help? It's only no one went to the park for one whole day? Just happened to not be at the park for 2 whole days? Because it'd be 1 whole day, and then the full day of the... What? If people noticed this and did not do anything, oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Hours and hours and hours until it was over. I can only imagine the haunting scene of an oblivious mother pushing the corpse of her own son in a swing. And I really don't know how I'd react if I were ever to stumble upon such a sight.
Okay, so one thing, if I was that kid, I'd jump. Sorry, I don't care how old the kid is. Unless he was in a... Unless he was in like a, sorry, my freaking things I have on my windows just started moving. That was weird. Unless he was in like a child, like a baby swing, where he literally, you can't get out of it. Bitch, I'm jumping. I'll risk being injured. Because at least the injury saves my goddamn life. I feel so bad for this young kid. Kid, no idea, just slowly dying away. All because his mother had a psychotic episode. Even if she did, she still needs a lot of prison.
In real life.
I hope she was in prison. I hope she did.
Last year, I made a video that included the phenomenon of the Yay Video Games Reddit account that exhibited seemingly ordinary behavior before a switch seemed to flip, causing their comments to spiral endlessly into obscurity. In 2011, a user on Facebook by the name of Karen Catherine Waldegrave.
Sorry, I was just getting my phone. I keep getting. I'll answer that in a second. Just a weird name. Anyway, sorry, we're back at it.
Would exhibit strikingly similar behavior. Karen, being a seemingly ordinary Facebook account, would out of nowhere begin posting nonsensical and unnerving ramblings that seemed to gather widespread attention from across the internet. According to her profile, she was born in London and allegedly graduated from the University of Toronto with a PhD. She has quite a few ordinary posts, which makes this entire phenomenon that much more puzzling. On May 23rd, at around 6:30 p.m., a switch would seem to flip from within her, resulting in her replying to her own statuses over and over and over.
What the fuck is going on here?
Even stranger, the posts that she would make would be entirely out of context, and it would seem as if she's having a full conversation with herself. Statuses, shared photos, and everything else that she posted would then accumulate comment after comment after comment, and it got so bad that she sent approximately 700 replies to herself in the short span.
Why? There's no... Okay, so... I think this is a bot. That's what I'm going to go with, because there's no way someone could reply to themselves that much.
Span of just 12 hours. At times, there were paragraphs of nonsensical text sent within moments of each other, and it's been widely speculated that Karen simply did this for some sort of attention, or to troll with the help of either a bot or script that would do this for her.
I'm about to say.
After all, she allegedly has a P.
There has to be some sort of bot. So... you can't not have this amount of posts close to each other. There's no way. So even if it's a real person, it's set up for a bot to do it.
PhD. For all we know, she very well could have done just that. Since the attention that she's gotten, her strange case has largely faded into internet history as none other than someone with schizophrenia or a simple troll. Solved, right? Well, not so fast. It seems that, to this very day, there's still something going on with her, and I can't quite put my finger on precisely what that is. This is Karen Waldegrave today. This account seems to be a newer one of hers and still exhibits the same strange and bizarre behavior of her original account. Oddly, the page seems to be named differently, however, it still appears to be the same person. The pictures match up almost perfectly, and her education and location information seems to be an exact replica of what was shown on her original account. Now, why in the world would a troll be doing this 7 years later? We can notice here that she seems to upload many images of herself, and these, ultimately, would be nearly impossible to replicate. As someone who's graduated with a PhD, being seemingly well off and ordinary, why would she have any sort of need to still reply to herself with not only obscure text, but randomized links to various websites and YouTube videos? In her posts, we could see direct references to scientific works and writings, and
I think this woman's just batshit crazy. That's just what that's not my theory, that's a fact. What is causing her to do this, I don't know, because I don't have the ability to process brain stuff, but this is like what goes on inside a person's mind, but it's weird. She batshit crazy.
and, out of context, these seem to be completely normal. Until we realize that these are all being posted within seconds of each other. Furthermore, there's always just one person that likes each of her statuses and posts, and as you might have guessed, these are all coming from her. With just 9 Facebook friends, for all we know, this could still be the work of either a bot or a troll. The strikingly fast and almost randomized posts that come from her directly support this. However, with the pictures she shares that line up directly with her original account to the T, it's extremely hard to discount the very idea that something more obscure could be going on with her to this very day. This 4th entry was only recently sent to me, and while it isn't necessarily an internet mystery, I couldn't help but include this heartbreaking tragedy. In 2015, police were called to a home in Kansas City, Kansas, regarding a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, a woman would tell them that if they looked around the property, they'd find the remains of a child by the name of Adrian Jones. Adrian's short life was spent isolated from outsiders inside.
Just this picture made me heartbroken once he said that, because this looks like the most nicest, funny, caring kid you can read. This kid is adorable as hell. And to find out that someone took the life of this young kid.
Out of a mice-infested house where he was under the guise of, quote, homeschooling with his 6 siblings.
What?
His father and stepmother endlessly abused him, forcing him into sadistic acts of torture. The father...
You sick son of a bitches. You pieces of shit. I don't care about swearing. These people can go to no. These two parents, the parents can go to hell for doing this to 6 kids, forcing them into a homeschool and not allowing them to go to normal school because you want to abuse and torture them. You can go straight to hell.
Father and stepmother subjected him to eating scraps of moldy food out of the trash, leaving him tied up and submerged in a dirty swimming pool for hours at a time, beating him, strangling him, and leaving him consistently bloodied and cuffed.
I'm furious right now. The fact that I'm going at she's one of the parents. The fact that her and whoever the father is were allowed to do this for so long. Make the kids eat moldy stuff out of the trash. Beat them, torture them, strangle them. And no one said nothing.
Even worse, the parents documented everything with surveillance cameras placed all over the house in an effort to document their acts of torture.
What?
The footage and images were only ever discovered due to Jen Hovers, their landlord, whom was given access to the killer's iCloud account by Heather Jones, Adrian's stepmother, who was directly involved in the maltreatment. Hovers accessed the account in hopes of finding pictures for Adrian's funeral. However, when she looked through what was on the account, she found much more than she'd bargained for. In it were videos and photo after photo of Adrian's deteriorating health, and many of these shots came from direct surveillance footage, where he's referred to simply as the boy. It's believed that the killers were proud of their sadistic acts and enjoyed documenting Adrian's afflicted life.
I don't want to pause on this.
This is just one of those things that I hardly have any words for. The 7-year-old's short life came to an end in late 2015. His killers left him to starve to death while tied up inside of a shower stall. This, unbelievably, gets even worse though. To rid of the body, the abusers resorted to dismembering him and left his remains in a livestock pen, where pigs proceeded to feed on them.
Oh my god. I need a moment, I'm sorry. These denying people, these disgusting people are the worst I've ever met. Or the worst I've ever heard about. And I've heard about some. And they are the worst I've ever heard about. Your kid, your child, that came out of you, and you did that to them. Just a boy who was a human being. And you feed his body to pigs. I'm not mad at the pigs. The pigs just ate food that they was given. I'm mad at the fucking people that gave it to them. Fuck.
The heartbreaking thing about this entire endeavor is that there was a suspicion of activity going on. The landlord had the suspicion for quite a while, and this likely stemmed from the fact that, now prepare for this, Adrian did tell investigators that he was being abused years prior. According to an article by KansasCity.com, Adrian told authorities in a 2013 interview how his father would kick him so hard in the back of the head that a little bone came out. My daddy keeps hitting me in the head.
I am now even more frustrated and so fucking angry because he told workers and nothing's done. They left him alone. This is on their hands also.
Head and punches me in the stomach, and my mom keeps pulling on my ears and it really hurts. He tried to make a plea for his life. However, that, unfortunately, didn't seem to help. His father
This is on the workers' hands too. That worker who was told and did nothing about it, it's on your hands too.
and stepmother, Michael and Heather Jones, have since been sentenced to life in prison with no chance for parole.
Good.
And his
Should be death.
grandmother, whom had no idea that any of this was happening, has spoken out, absolutely devastated. Adrian Jones never deserved any of this,
No,
and
he
it's
didn't.
completely heartbreaking to read about this tragedy that befell him. In some images, you're able to see him wearing a shirt that says tough guy. And you know what? This absolutely holds true. Adrian is a tough guy. Nobody deserves that title more than him.
It breaks my heart when I see pictures of this kid, because yeah, I agree. He did not deserve this, and yeah, label him, I want him labeled tough guy. In fact, that's what I want people who watch this to do. I want you to put tough guy Adrian Jones in the comments. I don't care about anything else. I'm asking you to do this for him. Don't do it. I want it to be known to anyone who watched this. I want everyone to do this. Because at least show him that some people gave a damn when he was so about him now. Because no one did then and no one helped him then.
And I can only hope that he's since found the solace that's been overwhelmingly overdue for him.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be paying attention much. I wouldn't just broke my heart a bit. So we'll see how much I'm paying attention to the rest of this.
This last entry comes from a user on Reddit by the name of Demeter of New. About 5 months ago, they made a post in the RBI subreddit claiming that their significant other had gotten a new phone, and for the first time ever, she now has visual voicemail. After receiving a voicemail from a family member that day, she realized that she had several others that she'd missed. According to the post, she started going through her voicemails, typical stuff, family, bill collectors, but one voicemail, dated Friday, June 9th, 2017 at 4:38 p.m., was from a number that we do not know. It's 3 minutes long, and the area code is 480, placing the owner around the Phoenix, Arizona Valley. I've spent all day researching news where their incidents happened the afternoon of June 9th, 2017, and have exhausted my very limited research abilities. The voicemail that Demeter received was this.
I'm gonna give that time to start loading again. I don't know if the internet, let me check, indicates the internet is disconnected. So you're gonna get a bit of a longer wait. We're gonna do a cut here. And then I'm gonna go pick it back up where when Nina comes back. Alrighty, and it's back on. And it got back connected. Let's get back into what we were doing.
Nobody.
The OP then went forth to give an edit, claiming that the voicemail was dated a year prior. Phoenix police will be contacted.
I'm gonna say this is fake. And the reason I say it's fake is because the thought in my brain that someone would just call a random number and not 911 when they've been kidnapped is a ridiculous thought to me. And consider that she doesn't recognize the number, which means the number is not something that this person knows. So it's not like they just picked a random number from the thing. This person called this number specifically to do it. Why did she not call 911? So I'm gonna say it's fake. I could be wrong, but if nothing's been figured out and there's no missing person or anything, I'm gonna say fake.
And that they've star 67 the number, which merely led them to a generic voicemail greeting. A few very interesting theories have been given regarding the origins of this voicemail. A user by the name of Satellite Cookie seems to have dissected it quite well and gave.
Okay, so I'm going to read this one because I don't think it will go fully. So it goes, sounded tense from minute 1 to 3, got worse towards the end. To me, it seemed like the person was one of a few things. Also, to me, I'm only 30% positive she knew the phone was there. She seemed to be screaming to us about it and not particularly into the phone. Maybe a butt dial. Anyone contribute to his opinion? Yeah, that is possible, I guess. With a butt dial, because you'd be moving around more? Okay, that I can believe. Okay, that will be if she's not. Okay, that I actually believe. But part of it seems like she is screaming in the phone because she wouldn't be saying, please, he's going to kill me. I think she even said someone, please dial 911. I could be wrong, but I feel like partially she is too. So it says kidnapped and hurt. Not blown enough to knock her out, but she was fully conscious, so it seems on audio. But maybe she could have just woken up from something and realized what was going on. She was 100% true to stress, as anyone who listens from getting any can tell. She was shot violent as in head and wound, most likely due to the fact that she's seen alert throughout the 3 minutes. Her second guess is kidnapped, was able to break free to a phone, maybe hers, maybe the kidnapped, maybe a previous victim. Who knows, but the phone number was a PHX number. Rape/sex trafficking. Ooh. I didn't think on that. That's possible, actually. Phoenix, Arizona? Yeah, I could see that.
Gave the hypothesis that the woman involved may not have even known that the phone was there. They claim that she seemed to have been screaming into her surroundings rather than into the phone, and a butt dial is genuinely possible here. The theories that they gave were that she was, 1, kidnapped and hurt. However, the weapon was not blunt enough to knock her out. She seemed to be fully conscious. However, the possibility is there that she had just woken up and realized the situation that she was in, with panic ensuing. Regarding the phone, either she was able to break free to one, it was hers, the kidnappers, or potentially another victims. Another theory has been given by a user named Sojo3. When Satellite Cookie mentioned that it didn't sound anything like a mental breakdown, they chimed in claiming that they work at a psychiatric hospital.
Okay, let me read both these. So it says, felt like the woman was restrained and not seem like a mental breakdown. Seemed like she truly was reacting to something horrifying that was happened to her in that moment. I don't know who plays these jokes, but this would make headline news if it were news from a robocall. I also think the woman sounded at least over the age of 20, not a child. Sojo 3 responds, it did not seem like a mental breakdown. Oh, he responded to that part going, it absolutely did. I work with psychiatric patients at a hospital, and this absolutely sounds like something that could have happened with one of my patients. Okay.
And that this absolutely sounds like an episode that could have happened with one of their patients. Sidetracking here, if we take a look at Demeter's post history.
The only thing with me that is curious in my brain is why would that be the thing she uses, and why would she act the way she does? But then again, I guess a mental breakdown or someone who's paranoid could do that when they're in a psychiatric hospital.
It doesn't appear that they were using a throwaway account, and also it doesn't seem like they were doing this for any sort of attention. With this in mind, the possibility that this is a hoax or attempt at an ARG are slim. However, an odd red flag here is that they never proceeded to give any sort of valuable follow-up or proof of call history. Many are still awaiting this, and it really puts this story up in limbo. The very fact that we have absolutely no idea whether this is definitively real or fake is what makes this story eerie. Either this is a hoax, someone had a genuine mental breakdown, or there really is someone out there that was captured without ever being able to escape. The internet is no stranger to obscure.
Give me a second. This is being you're seeing this for the you're seeing like a new. I want an update on this. You're going to be switched back and forth, but I want to see if there's any update since he did this video. Because he did this video years ago. So, I forget how this works. Oh, so this is someone even posted an up what was. Okay, well that's. Okay, I don't need to see that. It's interesting that he never. Does he have a link? Hold on. How interesting. But this did not follow up. Yeah, there's no follow-up. How interesting. Alright, I'm done with that because that didn't, no update made me interested. So, that concludes this reaction. I apologize for that. I'm going to... I was going to see if there's any update. There isn't. For some reason they're not posting updates, but that's fine. Please let me know if, I forgot what I was going to say, never mind. Sorry guys, I'm like off the whole time video after this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment any suggestions down below. Also comment tough guy for that kid that definitely deserves it. Tough guy, Adrian Jones, I think that's what his name was. I might be wrong. Go watch the video thing I posted, or just click the original video, look up the kid's, like, find the kid's name, then put tough guy and then his name if I said it wrong. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.